favorite. It was the book before it was the movie for me with The Wizard of Oz. So then when I saw a movie and all of it looked like magic to me, I don't even know if I knew what they were talking about at all, but it just looked magical. And that's kind of like what I feel like this part of life represents for me and my kiddos. It's that thing where this is like a really magical time. We're like at a really magical moment in a magical place. And I kind of feel like Dorothy in Kansas becoming overwhelmed by life and just deciding to run. And in the midst of running, a storm happens. And on the other side of that storm is the magical place where she ends up somewhat finding herself. And then she's back home. So the Yellow Brick Road was difficult for Dorothy and her friends and Toto to get through or along. But they made it. And so the piece was kind of inspired, one, with The Wizard of Oz in mind, two, in another sense of this being like a kind of a healing time for me in particular, where I don't know if this reality is real, whatever that means. It feels more like my kid's father killed me and my children, and this is my version of the story that has continued on. This is consciousness itself, as my body, my physical body, what was my physical body, lay somewhere decomposing and resting, I guess you will. Like Dr. Strange. Very good, Shebe. And not only my body, but my children's body and my, at that time, husband's body. We're not really a part of this reality, but we're here. And so we incorporated the three dogs into the painting to represent something new I had discovered while here in Austin. A place where me and my kiddos went during a very dark, traumatic time, I guess you could call it. A place we went was very safe, it was very bright, and it was well lit. And not just the place, but the people as well. And basically, they took us through the process of dealing with me killing my husband, my children's father. So, in a term or a sense of regular talk, I made myself a widow and I made my own children fatherless. So these were things that I created. And so the center, what we called it, the Children's Advocacy Center out in Austin, Texas, they reached out to us and they held us real tight. And brought me personally, into awareness of myself. I was asked, where was I during some very, very dark times during my marriage, and even prior to my marriage, where was I? And I had never been asked that. I didn't even know what it meant. I probably still don't, but I know that I wasn't present, whatever that means. And so the painting represents goodbyes and letting go and releasing. We're going back to Kansas. We've dealt with what was, and now we're moving on. And so Miss Miriam Jansky created an opportunity for dogs to participate in the healing journey of children in which it allowed children to tell their truth and their perspective of what they have encountered in their very short time on earth. A voice that my children didn't necessarily have to use during their very traumatic time, but is available now for other children. And so this is just a thank you for all the care and work, because it was work that went into saving us.